Good evening. My name is Brightops, and welcome back to Mordheim, City of the Damned. Depending on when we can upload this video, it'll either get on the air on Christmas Eve or sometime after Boxing Day. For those of you who don't celebrate Boxing Day, it is the day after Christmas. As I mentioned in my Darkest Dungeon series, I will be visiting family for the Christmas holidays, and I won't be back home until sometime in the evening on the 26th. So there will be a small break in my uploads. I would also like to introduce a new member to the Iron Wolves, Corin Brand. I will need to ask Corin what colour scheme they would like, but at the moment we've gone with black and white so that it's easier to tell them apart from Trevor for the time being. Now let us see what the new day will bring. Let's see, Trevor's finished his training in quick reload, which will basically mean that he will have an easier, quite simply, he'll have an easier time reloading his gun. He'll have more, therefore he will hopefully be able to get a few more shots off. Two warriors are currently recovering from their injuries, and we've got a handgun. Hold on. Can we... Yes, we can use a handgun. Indeed we can. Let's see how much... Yeah, let's use it. Why not? But yes, with... As those of you who watched our previous episode no doubt know, we recently completed a story mission. Namely, we secured ourselves a dock, killed a small horde of rats in the form of the Skaven, and blew up a sewer system in order to prevent said ratmen from making a comeback on our... trying to make a comeback on our nice, lovely docks. However, until we get a new mission from on high, it will be business as usual for the Iron Wolves. So let us see what we've got to work with. Let's see, we've got marked for death. We've got a brutal Wordstone Rush, which we will not be doing. And we've also got another one. Well, marked for death it is, because it offers good Wordstone, and honestly, we have a chance of surviving it.
An enemy warband has fragmented into small patrols, possibly to try and slip past your own warband and escape with some Wordstone. Aware of these patrols, you quickly dispatch your own forces in small groups to intercept them and prevent any enemies from leaving the area without a fight.
We also have, as we can see from we are actually fighting the undead, since the undead's bounty token is called a memento. So this is going to be fun. Let's have a look-see at this map. Where are... There's a fair amount of Wordstone there. We know that the enemy will be split up into 3 patrols, which does work to our favor. Let's see, we will be trying to... Rather than doing 3 patrols, we're going to be attempting to get our people in at least... So we're going to have a 3rd patrol. Not great, but we will do what we can. My hope is that we can get Conrad to link up with one of our other teams before he gets found and bad things happen to him. But yes, as I'm sure some of you remember, we have gone up against the undead before. Though, I think Though I think this time it might be a different undead band. What's this one called? The Swords of Sylvania. Huh. I'll have to double check my video just to see, an earlier video just to see if they're the same warband that we fought before. Because it does happen sometimes. You will run into previous warbands. But usually they'll be generated. They'll be automatically generated. Let's see, have we... Oh, we've spotted a ghoul. We've spotted a ghoul somewhere in the distance. Let's... So we know that there is at least one patrol in that direction. Which may not be the greatest, but we'll do what we can. But yes, our current plan will be quite simply to get together our people and link them up with each other, while trying to secure as much stone as possible. Because you can always benefit from stockpiling more stone. Just the question is, who are our targets amongst the undead actually going to be? Because as I'm sure you've realized, some targets are easier to deal with than others. Personally, since I'm not seeing a von Carstein... Oh wait, I do see a von, so there's a very good chance that Neton von Blonbad, or however you pronounce it, is the vampire leader. Which is going to be, well, fun to deal with. As the vampires generally are. Though Theodore Rao is... can be somewhat more interpreted. Since he's definitely not a ghoul. Because ghouls tend to only have single names. They won't have a last name. So Theodore will either be a hero of some kind, or possibly a zombie. Which we will deal with when we find the bugger. Okay, so we've made a fairly good haul of wordstone this time around. Provided that we can actually secure it. I honestly thought there'd be a bit more stockpiled in the area, but I guess this just means that we can start making our way to unifying people. Let's see, I know there's a piece of... it seems that the stone will be up here then. Yes, it is. Trevor will get it. We'll get it with Trevor next turn. But truth be told, the one that I'm currently the most worried about is going to be Conrad, since he is currently off by his lonesome. Let's see, where... You're up there. And we know that if we go this way, we will be encountering at least one patrol. We know that there are probably two more, we just don't know exactly where they are. There's probably some around here, around their wagon, but that's just an educated guess. So I guess the best bet will be to try and make for... Try and make a break for the closest friendly patrol as we can.
A new round has started.
And while we're at it, we might as well take the time to have a look at their wagon. Just maybe there will be some prizes to loot. Sorry I went quite silent there, but sometimes the best way to detect the movements of the enemy is by sound. It'll also give you an idea. As you get more experienced, you can also potentially work out just what kind of enemy is moving about depending on the sound of their footfalls. Like, to be fair, it's fairly easy to hear an impressive because they're massive. They've got a fairly heavy thump of a footstep. Whereas things such as ghouls tend to be a bit somewhat lighter on their feet. Oh, hello. We have found another one of their patrols. In this case, neither of them present are a target, but this one here is a thrall, a vampire thrall, which... Oh, wait, we got another one. Okay, Lucian. Yeah, but see what I mean by ghouls only tending to have a singular name. And I will admit, sometimes zombies will also have a singular one, but occasionally you will get one that has two. That has a second. Alright. No point trying to outrun it. So we're going to try and deal with this patrol as it comes. Ah, here we go. We found one of our targets, and he is in fact one of their heroes, the Dredge. Let's see. Oh yes, something that should be mentioned. That I have seen in... I will link his channel in the description below, but Serious Armor has actually decided to do a Mordheim series of his own. But I've noticed that when he uses his ranged units, he does not seem aware of the fact that you can, at the cost of strategic points, increase your accuracy bonus by about 20%. I just thought I'd mention that here. Good early shot. See what? Oh yes, you were a dodger, aren't you? But we will take advantage of this to try and ambush our Dredge before he can actually launch a proper assault. Swing and a miss. Ouch! Ooh, that wasn't pleasant. That was not intentional. That was not planned. Oh well. Hopefully Grey will live to fight another day. Let's see. We know that there's at least one ghoul in this area. Not sure if he has company though. unfortunately, as much as I would have... I can't seem to actually be... I'm not close enough to be able to get that shot off. Which is somewhat disappointing, but easily fixed. We're just going to take in an Overwatch shot because sometimes it's just generally better to hit to be... It's a bit easier than trying to actually take a shot that you're not likely to hit. Okay. And thankfully it seems that Conrad is slowly but surely making progress. I will have to train. I'm sorry, sorry to trail off there, it's always weird to see when the computer derps a little bit. It's always weird, but always kind of amusing when it happens.
A new round has started.
I will admit the Dredge is somewhat unique amongst the undead warband, in that he is one of the few characters in it that is alive, and thus is susceptible to things like, you know, being outnumbered or actually feeling things like terror or fear. Well, on the plus side, at least Trevor's now in a great position to snipe a ghoul. There is, however, the very real chance that Virgil, or however you pronounce its name, is the patrol that, much like Conrad was, is very much on his own. There is a legitimate chance of that being the case. However, we will still deal with him as we can. Ah, there's... I thought so. A good way to tell if you've got a vampire, if the target is a vampire, is quite literally if they have a Von in their name. Yes, it is something of a stereotype, but... well... Warhammer is prone to taking stereotypes. Ah yes, the zombie is somewhat unique amongst various enemy henchmen, or just units in general, in that they will not, if they die, they will not affect warband morale. They are quite literally an undead puppet. Though I will admit losing Grey Vested so early on in the combat was not great. Because he would have been useful in that particular engagement. Yes, ghouls... This particular ghoul doesn't really have anything worth taking, so we're just going to move on. Ah, yes, a bit later on, when we get some more training going, we'll be able to look into more interesting stances to end a player's turn on. Like, for example, with our ranged units, we can pick up an ability called Entrenched, which effectively allows them to take a pot shot, but also allows them to dodge. Which, as I'm sure you can figure, can be incredibly useful. But let's first finish off Theodore. Pick up his memento.
Objective completed. Objectives updated.
And also take the time to collect the Wordstone from Grey Vested.
A new round has started.
Unfortunately, vampires are immune to being outnumbered, so we will not be able to benefit from a fear test here, but hopefully being able to spread the damage out will keep Miss Lana alive, so that he doesn't just focus straight on her. She doesn't take blows as well as Captain Cyclone can. And hopefully we will manage to keep... Ah, there was another one with that Ghouls Patrol. Nice to know. But right now we're trying to... Whew, one dodge, one miss, that's good. Huh, taking Daredevil. Ooh. Scythe is just... Scythe is not lucky. I'm gonna have to give him some heavier armor or something. Well, that wasn't great, but we do it. But it happens sometimes. On the plus side, we can get another shot off at our vampires here. Now, I could have aimed that, and that would have hit. But I decided that, well, there was just that since we have other enemies in the area, it would probably just be better off to be able to dodge a blow rather than scour a direct hit. I will admit, having Cyclone be terrified of our vampire is not the greatest, since it limits our options when it comes to...
A new round has started.
Actually launching attacks. Or defending ourselves, which also isn't great. Well, that's unfortunate. There's also a very real chance that I'm not going to be able to withdraw Corrin from that particular engagement. Which... not good. Thankfully, our vampire keeps using Daredevil, which is not. I will admit I don't use it often myself, but from what I can remember, it gives you a chance of boosting your. Gives you the chance of boosting your. Yep, I was right. We couldn't withdraw. We couldn't withdraw Corin. I do not have high hopes for Corin surviving here for too long. But maybe I'll be wrong. But yes, Daredevil, if from what I recall, it gives you a buff to your ability to do damage, at the cost of not just the cost of activating it, but it also means that you take a bit more damage in return, which I am more than happy with because, well, this undead little bugger is a tough nut to crack.
A new round has started.
But hopefully... Okay, good. Him being dead is gonna help us out so much.
Objective completed.
And in fact... Okay, I have an idea of how to deal with... Oh, Curran was able to escape, just not... Well, but just not while pinned down by that little ghoulish bugger. Which is honestly for the best. Oh. Well, that's good to know. I was worried that I was going to have to send Conrad back to steal their little banner from their war wagon in order to make them break and try and save as many of our lives as possible. But a win's a win.
When the Baron hears how you decimated the enemy, he will be as pleased as a halfling in a pie shop. He may even send a bit of gold by way of gratitude.
Yes, the fact that we were able to also not only get a fair amount of wordstone, but also secure the side objective and a decent chunk of gold. Conrad may have just paid for this mission himself. Okay, that's a good start.
Remarkable.
Very good. And Grey Vested survives with a full recovery. That's wonderful.
The gods are with you.
And he levels up. Even better. Trevor doesn't quite level up, but still got a pretty good amount there. And Scythe also survives perfectly unscathed and actually levels up. Wonderful. Oh yes, he's also gained some spell points, which means that we can actually give him some additional spells, though considering that he's a megalomaniac, and we'll have to see how that goes. Ben Davy gets a near-death experience, which will take him out of action for the time, but we'll still give him an extra point of experience nonetheless.
The gods are with you.
So he will level up and get a decent amount. And Corin, of course, gets a decent first outing. Let's see, from our stuff we've gathered, we've gained quite a bit, which is always nice. We'll just pay for treatment and... But yeah, the golds that Conrad supplied more than paid for the upkeep. Though we did have to tap a little bit in order to pay for actually treating people. But yes, that will be it for the Iron Wolves for today. My name is Brightops, and I wish you a happy holidays. I look forward to hearing from you.